gut reset. Do you experience bloating, gas, diarrhea, constipation, skin issues? All that is related to your gut, all of it. So how does that work? Well, our gut health is key to our overall health. Not our brain, our gut. Now you're going to notice I have some jars up here. I know you guys can't, but I will be Miss Vanna White tonight and show you some jars. They are full of sugar. Each of these represents how much sugar is in products that we eat. And some that we know are not healthy and some that we think are healthy. So let me start with the first one, vitamin water. Vitamin water. Sounds healthy, right? Vitamins. There is 8 teaspoons of sugar in vitamin water. Added sugar in vitamin water. 8. Then we have the Starbucks Grande Frappuccino. Grande, not venti. The Grande has 12 plus grams of sugar, not grams, teaspoon of sugar in it. Now, I don't do any of those, but Nature's Bakery, they have a gluten-free fig raspberry Newton. 6 teaspoons of sugar. Yes. This is added sugar. This is not the fact that it has raspberries in it. I'm talking about added sugars. And then a Pepsi. This is the, or Coca-Cola. Yes. This was the bottle, not the can. So a bottle of this is 15 teaspoons of sugar. A can has 10 grams of sugar. Now, we give our kids, and I am to blame for this, I gave my kids apple juice. Now, I would dilute it, but all day long I would give them apple juice. 1 8-ounce glass of apple juice has 7 teaspoons of sugar in it. Now you're like, but it's apples, 100% apple juice, but it's apples. But our bodies, when we drink it, doesn't know the difference between fake sugar or plant sugar. And so by eating an apple, you're getting fiber and you're getting nutrients with the apple. You're not just getting sugar. How much sugar a day should we have? There is a difference between men and women. Do you have any idea? How many teaspoons of sugar should we have a day?
25.
Oh gosh,
no. Less than 5.
Well, for women, 6 teaspoons of sugar. So the bar that I was having, that was my allotment of sugar for the day.
15.
Wow. 6. Yeah, no, that was 6. That was it. Men, 9. 9 teaspoons of an additional sugar. But again, I'm not talking about fruits that you eat. So our gut is our hidden superpower. This is so important for us, our gut. When your gut doesn't feel good, do you feel good? No. Everything is off when your gut doesn't feel good. From our brain to our muscles to our stomach to all of that. Our gut is our second brain. We have more nerve endings in our intestinal tract than we have in our brain. I'm going to say that again. We have more nerve endings in here than we do in our brain. So like gut instinct, you've heard that. Go by your gut, think by your gut. It's because we have so many nerve endings here. So it's that gut-brain connection. And our immune system starts in our gut, not here, here. So if this isn't healthy, our whole body isn't healthy. have to give you a story. So my oldest son is 27, going to be 28 years old. And when he was in kindergarten, first grade, so we're talking 5, 6, 7 years old, he was having a difficult time learning. And I'm like, why? Why is he having a difficult time learning? We had his ears checked. He'd been under chiropractic care since he's 24 hours old. We did organically, but he just wasn't learning. And he always had a clear runny nose, and he was an angry child. And so as he started developing, that anger kept going. And I was like, what is happening with you, Jacob? And so I had a patient that talked to me about this lady in Salisbury, and she goes, she worked with a lot of vaccine-injured children and toxicity, and she goes, you should take him to her. So I did. And when I told her his symptoms, she's like, oh, he has a wheat allergy. And I'm like, a what? Like, I didn't, what do you mean a wheat allergy? And she goes, yeah, gut-brain connection. So what would happen was, for breakfast, what do you think we gave him? A bagel. At lunch, he had a sandwich. And then dinner, not that we did pasta, because we didn't do a whole lot of pasta, but say pasta. So I'm killing his gut every single day. He also has mutations in his DNA. He gets that from me, you're welcome, for his B vitamins. So he wasn't processing B vitamins. So when he would eat, he couldn't remember things. It really was like he had amnesia. And so then what happened is we got rid of all the wheat out of his diet, and the eyes lit up. And the memory started coming back. And he became Jacob. He became Jacob. So we got rid of what was sludging him here. Now, 20-something years ago, they did not have gluten-free bread. It was so bad. So what we would do, we gave him plain rice cakes and put lunch meat on his plain rice cakes. That was his lunches. Yeah, we learned a lot. We have learned a lot over the years. But I know this firsthand, how important our gut is. So let's meet our gut. Let's meet our orchestra that is in there. Trillions, not billions, trillions of cells in our gut control microorganisms that live inside. So you hear E. coli, and you're like, oh, that's bad. No, we need E. coli in our gut. We need it. Lactobacillus, you've heard of these things. I mean, it's like what's in yogurt. Lactobacillus. Talked about the second brain. Millions of nerve endings here. So studies have been shown that 50 to 90% of IBS patients have a mental health disorder. Because if this isn't right, this isn't right. Or memory issues. And then immune headquarters. Everything. It's our complex, it's our control center for our immune system. 70% resides within our intestines. So it's our body's first line of defense. Oh, gotta go back because you see the little happy. Your microbiome eats what you eat. Yes, hence why. So, dietary choices. You know I'm going to be on about you about your diet, but I'm on me about my diet. I go through phases of being really good and phases of not being so good. But that'll go next with our emotional state. I have so many different articles here about food. You want colorful foods? You have it on your chart. You're going to see the dirty dozen and the clean 15. Anybody know what that is?
The bacteria, so the organic, the better to be organic if they're dirty.
You got it. So the dirty dozen on your sheet are the foods you need to eat organically. The EPA says that every year, those are the foods you need to eat organically because there's so many pesticides they're going to kill you. They already know that it's going to cause problems. You want to eat those organically. If you can't get them organically, then around here we have some papers that explain how to clean these fruits and vegetables, how to soak them in vinegar, how to clean them. The Clean 15, you don't need to eat organically. And if you'll notice, most of them have a shell around them. Avocado, that's another story. We won't talk about avocado because it bothers me. what appeal is doing to our avocados. But all of those you have to peel to get to the fruit or the vegetable. So the Dirty Dozen Clean 15. You want a variety of fruits and vegetables. You don't want to eat the same thing every day. Fermented foods. My body likes fermented foods. Kimchi. So my son went to South Korea during COVID. He was there for 5 months and came back with a love of kimchi. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to make him a Korean meal when he came back. And I heated up the kimchi. You don't heat up kimchi. I didn't know that. You eat it cold. Don't like kimchi. But I love sauerkraut. So yogurt, kombucha helps those beneficial bacteria. Eliminate sugar. Sugar is a robber of nutrients. So what happens with sugar, it gets into the binding sites and it's like you're in euphoria. You feel, sugar makes us feel so good. It's comforting. It is. It is more highly addictive than crack cocaine. Sugar is. Because it works on all the pleasure centers of the brain. And so eliminating sugar, but don't switch to sucralose. No. Again, article after article. So much out there about how it causes, well, let me read it. Aspartame, sucralose, artificial sweeteners, alters gut bacteria and triggers cancer genes in the brain. Studies are showing that the gut-brain axis, you're depleting the beneficial bacteria, increasing inflammation. So the incidence of glioblastomas, which are brain tumors, increases with aspartame and sucralose. Yow!
And aspartame is not a food. It's a chemical made in the laboratory.
It is aspartame, yes. Do you think stress affects your gut? Yeah, it does. Stress affects everything. Cardiovascular, just everything. Yes. Practice mindfulness, exercise, reducing stress, improves gut dysfunction, bacteria balance. Sleep. We need sleep. We so need sleep. We're a desperate society of sleep deprivation here. And that will affect your gut. So how does it affect your gut? Increased weight gain. That's number one. For people that have chronic sleep, typically will have increased weight gain due to the fact that your brain can't flush out the toxins. When you sleep, it cleans out the toxins, and you can't. So you want to align your sleep patterns with circadian rhythms. Medications. Yow. Medications. Antibiotics. Antibiotics. Right? Anti. It's killing everything. Yes, it's killing the bad bacteria that has been pollinating and overabundance in your system, but it kills the good. So, another study, research shows using them increases your risk of colon polyps, long-term use over 3 times in your lifetime. decreases your good bacteria and can be difficult to replenish.
Yeah.
3 times in your lifetime. I think of children who, ear infections, I'll go into chiropractic of course, but ear infections and all of those issues that happen, and antibiotic after antibiotic, they're killing their flora. And then they wonder why they're always sick. Because you're killing it here, you're killing the first line of defense, and then they're always sick. It's just this vicious cycle. Antacids, proton pump inhibitors. We think you have acid reflux. I have too much acid. Actually, you don't have enough acid. And it's your body's response to create more, so it feels like it's burning. You actually need more acid. Totally different thoughts than you have had before. Sleeping pills, NSAIDs, antidepressants, all of these affect your gut. I have, again, article after article. Environmental toxins, chemicals in our food, cleaning our water. You gotta have clean water. So when we first moved here 24 years ago, we got a whole house filter. That was the first thing we did in our house in South Carolina, whole house filter. Gotta get the fluoride out of the water. It damages the brain. And then the air we're breathing, the toxins that are everywhere around us are going to affect it. So we talked about the signs of an unhealthy gut. Digestive, all the bloating, all of this. Mood changes. People don't think about that in brain. But 95% of serotonin is made in our gut. That's our happy chemical. Makes us happy. So that is here. Skin problems. This is one most people don't realize. So anytime I see anybody with eczema, with skin issues, with just anything skin, I go, you have a gut issue. You're not detoxing correctly. What's our biggest organ?
Skin.
Our skin. It's got to come out somewhere, so it comes out through our skin. But we don't like the way it looks or the way it feels, so what do? We put topical stuff on it, which is more chemicals, which disrupts the balance, and then it takes that away on the outside, but it's killing it on the inside. All these things are going to cause fatigue, right? Make us tired, because your body's working. It's always working. Yes, we're going to talk about poop. We are going to talk about poop. Yes. Do you want to be a stagnant, can you see the chart? Can you guys see it? Do you want to be a stagnant pond, or do you want to be a babbling brook? Or in between? Babbling brook. Babbling brook. You don't want to be a stagnant pond, because all that stuff is being reabsorbed. So, I'm not asking you, but I want you to look at the chart and see what kind of poop you have. Now, people will say, I don't look at my poop. I look at my poop. I want to know what I've passed. When I'm,
I hate that. I don't want to.
corn's going to pass right through, right? So, it should be 3 or 4. And contrary to popular belief, our stool is only about 2 pounds. Yes, we want to think we go to the bathroom and I'm shed 10 pounds. No. What is stool?
I don't know.
Undigested food, fiber, protein, fats, along with good and bad bacteria, and 75% of it is water. So, if you are at the top, don't have enough water. If you're more towards the bottom, you have too much water in your system. So let's talk about gut health. Determining your gut health. So, most comprehensive test we have is our stool test. I actually love our stool test. I know, it sounds funny. I love stool. No. You take it home, you don't do it here. Yeah.
That's close.
So it is a GI map of your gut. It tells you so much information. It will tell you if you have enough good bacteria and flora in your gut. It'll tell you if you're able to process the foods you're eating. It'll tell you if you have blood in your stool. We have found that when there's blood in the stool, bye-bye, you get to go see somebody else. We don't deal with blood and stool. That's a telltale sign of really bad things. It will tell you if you have worms, parasites, viruses, so much. So how do you take the stool test?
She's gonna demonstrate.
You get a little tray. You do poop in the tray. It really isn't as bad as you think. And then there is, you get gloves, and there's a scooper in there, and you put that, yes, and you fill it up. Yes, I'm talking about poop. And yep, it really isn't as bad. It's not. And all the directions are there. And so then we get this comprehensive, this is actually one of my patients, and I want you to notice, occult blood. He was off the chart. So this is a gentleman, I said, you need to see a gastrointestinal doctor. And he had colon cancer. He had colon cancer. But we found it on that chart. Based on based on the results, then we come up with a plan to make your gut happy. Because of the class, typically the test is $565, we're offering it for $515 if you want to do the stool test. We have two, I actually have two tests. I'm supposed to be getting 5 more within the next week, but we will still offer that for the next week and a half, 2 weeks, depending on your appointment times. But we will offer that discount. It takes me a lot of time to sit down and go through it. It takes me a good 3 hours to analyze your results, and I do consult one of the highest naturopaths in the country. I consult with him, and we Zoom, and we actually go over your results and talk about them together. So it's not just me, you're getting one of the best naturopaths. Give the most thoughtful gifts, bacteria. So the role of probiotics in our system. So probiotics are the live bacteria that are replenishing here. Everyone should be on a probiotic. You should really be on a probiotic if you've had more than 3 times antibiotics in your body. Because again, you've killed this all. Prebiotics. What are prebiotics? They are the fibers that are preparing your gut to receive the probiotic. And I'm just going to read it. Fibers that pass through the body undigested and promote the activity of friendly bacteria. They're found in onions, garlic, bananas, whole grains. If you notice that, I have a lot of those out there tonight. Again, kimchi, sauerkraut, yogurt, kombucha are, the probiotics.
That would have been.
Digestive enzymes. What are digestive enzymes?
Is there a mixed review on the bananas?
There is.
Yeah.
So how ripe are they? They really do need to be the green to just yellow. Not
They don't even taste that great.
because they start getting too much glucose in them. Yep, you want them
So
more
they have to
raw.
they turned off sugar? Is that what they do?
Yes, yes, they
You
do.
gotta
So
eat
you
'em.
want more green to just turning
Eat green
yellow.
bananas.
Yep, yep.
Yes, we have no of that.
Digestive enzymes. Well, those are the enzymes in our body that break down our food into its individual components, so we can actually absorb the nutrients. So it breaks down the nutrients so that your body can absorb it here, small intestine, large intestine. I say she is happy because what do you think she's doing in that forest or in that field? She's pooping. Yeah, she's just nice and happy. So she's in poison ivy. That's great. You know I'm going to talk about chiropractic. You know I'm going to talk about a healthy nervous system, how important it is. We could work here, but if your brain is not communicating through your spinal cord to the nerves that go to your stomach, it's not going to matter. Because you can work here, but if you don't have that connection between the brain and the body, it's just not going to work correctly. And so chiropractors, good chiropractors, want to restore that communication. We do that by putting that alignment, body back into alignment, putting those vertebrae to allow the communication to continue, so it enhances mind-body connection, enhances the communication everywhere, reduces inflammation. Products to help with your gut. So a probiotic, there's so many out there, right? Like, which one should I get? Should I get 5 billion? Should I get 10 billion? Who knows? Well, we do. I have 2 that I'm not going to be up here talking about if I didn't recommend them. Okay. doTERRA has, and Young Living probably has one as well, PB Restore. It is, I love this one for the fact that it has a prebiotic and a probiotic in it. So but you're going to read it and you go, but there's not as many colonizations in this one as it is in probiotic V. The reason why is when you take a probiotic, it has to pass through the stomach. When it hits the stomach, we have gastric juices. What is the gastric juices for? Breaks it down. So it actually kills off the majority of those bacteria, those good bacteria in the probiotic. So then by the time it gets to the gut where it gets absorbed, you've had a lot of die-off. So that's why some of them are 10, 50 billion, because they know you're not getting that here because it's dying here. What doTERRA did was they created a capsule, 2 capsules. So there's an outer capsule and an inner capsule. The outer capsule is the prebiotic. So it's sugars, it's amino acids in there. And what it's doing, it's when that hits the stomach, that one opens, and then the gastric juices take that, and then allows the probiotic then to get into the gut to replenish. Probiotic V, which is Vitalio, or the company we partner with, they have high, but they have more broad. They have more species in their probiotic than doTERRA does. So depending, and that's why I have both of these, depending on what your body needs based on the results of the stool test, we'll say take this one versus take this one. That's why we're looking at that. Enzymes. We have chewable enzymes. Now on your packet you have enzymes, you have digestive enzymes. It's a sample, it's a powder that actually has probiotic with it in that powder, that satchel. Enzymes you take with your meals. So I say you take it with your largest meals. For that pack you have, you will take a half a pack 10 minutes before you eat. So it helps break down the food. Now, we were talking about it yesterday. It'd be great that if it had a line or if they were a half, like, it's hard to judge where a half a pack is. But that one also has probiotics in it. And then Vitalio's has a chewable enzyme. I like these because it's just more convenient. And I mean, you just bring them with you for your meals. I have them in a little jar. that I have with me, and I'm chewing them when I do my meal. So it's breaking down the food. Can't talk enough about D3K. You knew you weren't going to go through a class without me talking about vitamin D3 with K. Gotta be with K. Unless you're on a blood thinner, then you don't want K. But we need vitamin D for 900 functions of our body.
Wow.
900. Vitamin D is involved with every aspect of our immunity. On our immune cells, we have a receptor for vitamin D. That's why vitamin D is so important. And when we test people for vitamin D, majority of people are in the 20s. Ideal number is 60 to 80. Now, medical doctors get really nervous if it's above a 50. They're like, oh, stop taking your vitamin D, you're taking too much. No, all of the research, every paper that's out there about vitamin D says 60 to 80. And a lot of it was done during COVID. And what they found was that those that had a low vitamin D level had a higher chance of having recurring infections and prolonged exposure, not exposure, but just getting well. It took them longer to get well, the lower the vitamin D levels. Or all cause of disease, they see vitamin D being low. Multi-phase. Never talked about multi-phase before. Multi-phase is a gut healer. This helps, what's the word I'm looking for? Coat, cleanse, heal at the cellular level. It's working on the villi, it's working on the cellular level to bring about healing to the gut with multi-phase. And then what detox products? We have many detox products, but it depends on what we're working on. It depends on the results of the test, because I could say, oh yeah, take this detox, but you don't need that. Just depends on, are we dealing with a bacteria? Are we dealing with a virus? Are we dealing with leaky gut syndrome, where the food you're eating is poking holes through your intestines? There's so many different things, but it really just depends on what's happening on the inside. And every plan that we create is custom made. I don't have any patients I have the same plan with when it comes to gut health. No, nobody. Yes, that's me. So that left picture, 2008, it was advertising that I did. And I want you to notice my cheeks. Yes, I had it for years, rosacea, years. And you know, I put clean products on my face. I clean my face clean, do good products. But I had red cheeks all the time. If I drank, yow, I looked like a clown. It would be so bright, my cheeks. Until I started doing, again, didn't know about all of this stuff, until I started dealing with my gut, cleaning it out. And over the years, I can tell you, a lot of you have known my journey, a lot of products over the years, depending on what I'm exposed to. I have chronic Lyme's. So Lyme's, I don't think ever goes away. It becomes quiet and dormant. And then you get exposed to whatever, and it goes, oh, here I am again. And you, and start the whole process all over. So all the co-infections. So that picture was yesterday. And I haven't changed the stuff here. I changed it all here. I changed what was going in here. And all the sludge, getting it out of the sludge. So it's not that I'm standing up here preaching. I've walked the walk. I know the walk of chiropractic, and that's why I'm in chiropractic. That's why my children are under chiropractic care. My granddaughter, who's 18 months old, under chiropractic care, is 12 hours old. I walk the walk. And what's so cool, she's 18 months, and I saw her this weekend, and we had traveled with her, and I pulled out the activator, And you had to see her face. It just lit up, and she grabbed it, and she laid down on the floor. She put her hands down, and she put her head down, and then gave me my activator to adjust her. I mean, she knows, because we're keeping the communication going. So I have walked the walk. We want to take control. Don't let them, meaning the medical community, dictate your health. Be the one to take responsibility and dictate your health. And so it starts simple. I know there's so much information. And you go, like, where do I start? I'll get into it. One fermented food a day. If you love kimchi, love kimchi. I don't do yogurt. I really don't like yogurt. So I have to get my fermented foods through supplements. I have to. Change, add the probiotic. Get tested. When we as chiropractors, when I take an x-ray, before I take that x-ray, I'm guessing with what's happening in your spine. I don't know I'm feeling, and I've been doing this for 25 years, but when we take that x-ray, we know what is happening. Here, doing the stool or doing a food sensitivity test, we know what's happening, and then it shines the light, and when we can move forward. A lot of people want to keep their head in the sand, right? I don't want to know. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's broke. I'm just going to tell you it's broke. It's going to happen at some point. Start or continue chiropractic care. Majority of you here are under chiropractic care. Thank you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Best medicine, chiropractic. Brain-body connection. And consistency. So people will start something and say, I don't feel any change. I'm not noticing any difference. How long have you been taking it? A month. You gotta give it 6 months. You gotta give it 6 months. A probiotic, you probably won't even feel a difference. You won't even know. But what you will notice is when you're exposed to the flu, when you're exposed to the cough, and you don't get it, because your immune system is stronger. That's when you'll notice, or be aware, my body is stronger, it is working. Take care of your gut, it's going to take care of you. Questions that you may have?
Does this filter through the kidneys if you're diabetic? And does this have to be FDA approved, or does your doctor have to approve this before you take it if you're diabetic?
If you're a diabetic, that totally a different set of rules that go along with you. Yes and no. So no supplement is FDA approved. Nothing out there on the market is FDA approved. So and that's okay, because we know the FDA doesn't necessarily approve things that are good for us. As far as individual cases, if you're a diabetic, that's why I talk to Dr. Miletus. He knows more than I do about all of that.
Yeah, I'm talking about your product is...
Right, so the probiotic, so specifically, anybody can take a probiotic, even if you're a diabetic.
Okay.
Oh yeah, anybody can take a probiotic, yes. Any questions?
Why would medical doctors be concerned about higher levels of vitamin D?
Why? I wish I knew. There's maybe one paper out there about being toxic for vitamin D. They don't know. I just don't know why they don't read. I mean, I've done thousands of articles on vitamin D, and it's out there, and it's published in their journals, but they don't read it. So, I wish I knew.
If you spend a lot of time in the sun, you absorb vitamin D the entire time.
If you're not wearing
That's why
sunscreen,
Muslim women don't have a vitamin D deficiency,
right?
because they're completely covered, right? From the sun.
But African Americans have a much lower vitamin D count than most Americans because of the skin. They exactly, they're not absorbing it. So their numbers are much lower. Those that are African American, they have lower. But Here, right now, okay, if we're out in the sun half hour, no sunscreen, then, yeah, we're absorbing. And that's why I don't have you on one, because I want to see what your level is. That's why. I'm curious. You're my experiment. Because I know you're in the sun all
Play
the time.
pickleball 3.5 hours a day, 12 months a year. So there you go, I'm in the sun.
But in the winter here, the angle of the sun, you're not getting, I mean, you'd have to be out naked for hours to get
I've done
anything.
That's what it takes.
So, yes, everyone needs to be pretty much on a supplement. Now, my level was 128, so I cut mine back. Yeah, I was 100. There's really no research over 100 when the numbers are that high. Any vitamin, there's deficiency and toxicity. Any vitamin there is. So it's just finding that happy medium, that 60 to 80 number. Yep.
Who is this doctor again? What was his name?
Dr. Chris Melitas, Melitas. Published many books. He's out of Oregon. Been all over the place. He's the gentleman I consult with.
Okay.
Our next class workshop is October 14th. We actually have talked about, because the classes have gotten so large, about renting or going to the library in Berlin, depending on if they will let us. It's Harmonious Mind, it's mental health. October, we're going to be talking about depression, stress, anxiety, all of that, mental health. Patriot Day, we're going to have a promotion, so 9/11, we're going to be doing our next promotion within our office. You'll get information the end of this month, it'll come out. And then our Patient Appreciation Days, October 28th, we're doing Hollywood theme. I'm going to be Marilyn Monroe.
Oh, really?
No, I'm not going to sing. But we're doing Hollywood theme here, and so for those that don't know what Patient Appreciation Days are, they are to give back to our community as well as our patients. We have a big party here. We collect donations. We're working on that this week as far as the charity we're going to be giving to. We get dressed up and we just have a party and we celebrate you. Our YouTube channel, Healing Hands Chiropractic, Berlin, Maryland, our YouTube channel has all my talks. Every talk I have done has the podcast. Everything is on that channel. And then obviously our Facebook. Yes, we're on Instagram too. I just didn't get that on there.
Well, under what name on YouTube do I know?
Healing Hands Chiropractic.
Okay.
And just put Berlin, Maryland. Berlin.
Okay.
Yep, it'll show up. A happy gut makes a happy human. Take care of this. So important. Don't wait till it's a problem. And that's being proactive, taking that stuff and being proactive. Don't wait till it's a problem, because by then it's so much harder. So much harder. I mean, I have success stories throughout this place of people who have cleansed their gut, who have removed toxins from their diet and things that have affected their whole body. And it's transformational, transformational. We're here to help you. I mean, that is our passion, is changing the healthcare of our community, changing the healthcare of our world. And your stories help others, and so spreading the word of chiropractic, spreading the word of what we are doing here. So just got to give you a couple of different stories. I had a young lady that started, 36 years old, many injuries over her lifetime because of sports, many injuries. And so she saw a functional medicine chiropractor up in Milton, but she wasn't willing to keep driving an hour. She cleans houses and condos, so that's 2 hours out of her day to do that. So she said she wasn't going to do that. So she found us on Google. And I'm looking over what she's taking. And she's taking high dose of vitamin D. And she's not on a blood thinner, she's not on any meds. And it's 10,000 units. And I said, where's your K? And she's like, what? And I said, where's the vitamin K there? And he said, you need the vitamin K because without vitamin K, vitamin D wants to bind with something. It's a fat-soluble vitamin. So it actually leaches the calcium out of your bones and puts it into your blood and causes kidney stones. I'm like, I don't think you really want kidney stones. She said, no. I said, you need vitamin K with that. So even a functional medicine doctor who's putting her on high doses didn't give her the K. So that's concerning to me. And I mean, he's been around many, many years, 34 years. We looked at his site, and he has around a whole bunch of different things, and I'm not discrediting that, but it's just like, second opinions. Just, if you're on stuff, ask me. I'll look over your stuff. I don't mind doing that. I'm looking over what you're taking. And just giving you my experience, my knowledge from the years that I have been doing this. So, I thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very much.